Hello, this is ELB. Now let's get back to work. I'm picking up pretty much exactly where I left off, where I was sort of trying to test this to see exactly how well I could get it to work. So, yeah, seems to me like it worked. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna start building exactly what we need for this. So, we're gonna do var wind up ease direction, then angle, then distance. Right before I started recording, something popped in my right hand, like right by the thumb bone, and it felt really weird. Kind of hurt. So we got direction, angle, distance. Yeah. There we go. Then direction. And direction. And direction. And of course, direction. Okay. Changing you to angle, and then to angle. What am I doing? Direction, angle, distance. There we go. Okay. Then of course, copy this, move it down. We're going to replace wind up with attack. Easy peasy. And then we're going to replace wind up with recovery. There we go. What happened to my music? Yes, I'm still listening. I should really switch to Spotify, but I'm lazy. Okay. Taking a sip. Alright. So now that we've done that, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get it working over here as well. So we need script execute. And oh, I should probably change this. So it was wind up, ease, distance, mid, right? Wind up, oh, come on, ease, direction, mid, and then wind up, ease, direction, no, angle, mid. Okay. Wind up, ease, direction, end. Wind up, ease, direction, no, angle, end. There we go. Okay, they've all got the proper commas. There we go. Of course, in the end, we're not going to have them all be in-out bounce, but that's how we're testing it for now, because why not? Okay, now for attack state 2. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. This time, we're just going to do ipt execute. Attack, ease, direction, no, distance. Okay. Then I'm going to copy all this, replace it all right here. Did I screw that up? Yeah, I did. Okay. You're not distance your direction, and you're not distance your angle. Okay. Distance, direction, and then of course finally angle. There we go. Okay, now for attack state 3, which is the final one. So we need attack. We don't need it to be attack, we need it to be recovery, ease, distance, mid. Oh. There we go. Nearly fucked that up. So distance, direction, and angle. And we can do this. Recovery, ease, direction, and recovery, ease, angle, And we are done. Okay. So, sword swing should work. I might have screwed up a little bit of syntax in there, so we're about to see. Sorry, I'm tired. I had an interesting day. Okay. What does this say? Okay. It's missing a U. Let's see now. What am I missing now? Oh, yep. Line 10. Okay. Anything else? That looks pretty silly. So let's try this. SCR, ease, in, out, bounce, and turn that into SCR, ease, linear. Replace all. Okay. So the sword should look how we were expecting it to look in the first place. Look at that. Cool. So, now what does that mean that we have to do? Well, we got that looking proper and we got it working correctly. So we could play with it a bit more. Or we can build a system for building attacks. What time is it? Hold on. Been streaming for 12 minutes now. I am so tired. I'm gonna get something to drink other than water. So, here's what I mean by building a system for attacks while I get a drink. We currently have it set up so that anytime you create the sword, it automatically does a certain type of swing. You know, it automatically swings a certain distance, all that fun stuff. Oh, I need to deal with my dishes. Anyway, so we also need to worry about it doing what now? We need to be able to pass the attack that we want into it and have it be not a pain in the ass, right? So, a system for building attacks. And I totally spilled Nesquik everywhere. Shit. I will clean this up after I finish. Hold on. Okay. Well, there's a lot on the floor, but I also saved a lot as well. Anyhow, so what I am saying is, when we want to swing the sword, we want the code to be able to tell it exactly what type of swing it's going to do. So for that to work, we need a system in which we can essentially build attacks that then get passed into the sword when you say do a certain type of combo, or you do a certain, you know, button hold combo. I don't know, you know, holding the special attack button and then pressing one of the 3 or 4 special attacks, thus resulting in a special attack. And we need to be able to pass all those into there, like, whenever it's necessary. So, figuring out exactly how I'm gonna do that is what I'm thinking of right now. My current thought is to use the Game Maker's script system and essentially build an attack list within there, each script being its own attack, meaning to do an attack, all it would be calling a function. And that could be greatly helpful. So we might just do that. Okay. Sitting back down. I have some chocolate milk, which I'm going to stir up. So, there are several things that we don't have implemented, though, which might be necessary for that sort of system, which would be more control over whether or not the player is moving when they're attacking, as well as what direction they're moving, if they're moving at all. What else? No, that should actually work, now that I think of it. So, the main thing that we'd be putting into the script would be all of this, right? Because we don't want to have a bunch of these huge text walls within, just the right trigger or any other attack button. Instead, we want it to be a single line of code that is then actually a big text chunk. So I guess the question is, how do we go about doing this? Because my current thoughts are, maybe the attack creates the sword as well as putting the player into it. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, let's just try that for now. Create group attacks. Create script scr attack test. And then let's just copy everything in for now. Oh boy. There we go. So scr attack test. So now let's comment all of this out. And then we'll do scr attack test. Let's see if this works. I believe it will, but the way GameMaker handles variables sometimes can make things finicky. Look at that. When running around, you can't even hit the target because it's moving. Or you're moving, I should say. Okay, it seems like it's working. Took a sip of my drink. So now we have another little thing that we need to deal with. We need to be able to create a combo system. Now, this shouldn't be too difficult. I'm figuring that different scripts can call other scripts, assuming you press a button when in the middle of an attack. So we need to have some sort of control over whether or not the player is moving, right? So this shouldn't be too difficult. Let's see. There is no moving. There we go. Oh. So let's do creator id dot no moving plus equals 1. Okay. And then creator id dot no moving minus equals 1. Did I add a semicolon onto the create one? I did. So now we will not be able to move while attacking. Oh. And I'm getting an error. Creator ID not set before reading it. Okay, hold on. Okay, I know exactly why that was. So because we were in the create event, which is right when the sword was being created, and then we were setting the creator ID afterwards, we had that mess up. Meaning we need to move down here, put this in here instead. Okay. So the idea is that when the sword is in play, the sword is the one that controls everything. So, sword is able to move. If it's not obvious, I am holding the stick consistently and then hitting the trigger as much as I can. Alright, so that works. Taking a little sip again. So, something else I'd like to do is a system for moving the player while they attack, because you know, when you're attacking, you're gonna be taking a little step forward, or maybe a little step back, or even one to the side, depending upon the attack. So, I'm trying to think of how exactly I want to do that, though. So, the main thing I'm concerned about is the walking animation that we're eventually going to have. If we simply right now say, oh, player moves so much this way, so much that way, then it's gonna be looking, I guess. It's the easiest way to put it. Because we're not going to be controlling the animation, so I guess what we can do is maybe have the animation dynamically choose whether or not it animates depending upon the movement of the player, as opposed to... So it would be the movement that controls the animation as opposed to input. Now, of course, input would control movement, because otherwise the game would not function. But if we have movement controlling animation, then we can pretty much do whatever we need, and we'll know that it looks fine. Or at least ideally. And this will not have... And of course this won't be an all-use scenario. Or this... Well, how to explain this? Things like a dodge or other stuff will still use an animation. Or will have its own animation, probably. So on that note, I think it's time to upgrade our sprites a bit. First off, something I just noticed that's kind of bugging me. There. Oh, I guess. Okay. There's that. So instead we're gonna do this. SPR test figure right. Okay, that's fine. Then we're gonna do a super crappy walk animation. Okay, that already looks even more crappy than I was hoping. Here. We'll move you way out here. Then we'll put you over here. We'll do this. And we'll fill you so that we know that it's the back leg. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. And it's easy as the old switcheroo. We now have an ultra simple walk animation, if you can see it way down there. I wonder if I can zoom in. Is that possible at all? Huh. Sorry, I don't mess with OBS enough to know if I can zoom in. Oh boy, this just popped up for me. What if I do this? Oh, that's probably making it way smaller for you. At least I assume. Anyhow, I'll stop oh wait, here we go. This horrible zoom in. Wow, that's really not what we wanted. Well, oh well. Oh boy, give me one moment.
I may have just totally screwed up everything. Hopefully I didn't. Ah, this is getting fun. Oh, oh my goodness, really? It had to drag the whole time? Okay, that makes it easier. Boop, and then there we go. Okay. So, let's actually zoom in real quick to look on that tiny little walk animation. It's gonna look beautiful, let me tell you. There we go, our walk animation. Okay. That was too much of a hassle. I'm never gonna do that again. Come on. Almost there. Okay. There, we're back to normal. Alright. So we got that one. SPR test figure left. There we go. All we gotta do is transform, mirror flip. Bam. Dunzo. SPR test figure. Damn. No, come on. My mouse has been on the fritz for a while. Okay, we got this. This is gonna look like garbage. That's okay. It's a good thing about working with temporary graphics. It doesn't need to look perfect. There we go. We have a really, really crappy walk animation now. Okay. And then finally, the up version, SPR test figure up. Sprite. All I gotta do is make him faceless. No, come on. There we go. Okay. So now I'm gonna do one last little tweak to this to make sure I have everything looking correct when we run the game. So let's see, it's right leg forward for facing right. So what is it for you? It's left leg. Okay, well I'm changing that then. I need it to be right leg forward on all of them. There we go. Right leg forward. And right leg forward. Did I get it wrong for this one? I feel like I must have just now. I think I did. Yeah. No, what the heck am I doing? Come on, right leg forward. Okay, right leg forward first. Right leg forward. Right leg forward. Right leg forward. Okay. Had to get all that correct. You'll see why here in a moment. So this is going to be a really simple way of doing things, at least for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the sprite depending upon where the player is facing, and then I'm going to be changing the animation speed depending upon how heavily I have the stick pressed. Mind you, when the player stops moving, he will have one foot in front of the other sometimes, which is fine for now. So, oh my goodness, all that unused code. Right, I'm gonna leave it. Okay. Okay, so rather than draw sprite ext, all it's gonna be is it's going to be sprite index, so that's going to be the index of the player, or of the character. However, this is going to be image index, and everything else will be fine. Then in left stick axes, we are going to do the rest of this here. Wait, what? Oh, we should have it in moving, not in the stick. Hold on. Oh, come on, dumb mouse. Okay. If no moving. Okay, well. And that's not here. I'll just steal this then. There we go. Okay, so now we are going to get the direction and the amount that the stick is being pushed, if that's the right way to put it. Let's see, we're gonna do var var stick L direction and var stick L angle. Okay. So then we're gonna do this. Point. No. Oh, here we go. Totally forgot to do this. Direction. So point direction 0, 0 for the center of the gamepad stick, and then H axes L, and V axes L. Okay, that's point direction. And then point distance will be pretty much the exact same thing, except for it'll be point distance because it uses all the same arguments. Okay. I just did angle and direction. That made no sense for this. Angle and distance. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to do this. We're going to do var stick L direction divided by, or equals var stick L direction divided by 90, and we're going to round it. Okay, so this will give us 0 through 3. And it should be correct. Although, if var stick L direction is larger than 3, then var stick L direction will be equal to 0. Now, you might be wondering why I'm doing this. So, this is simply to ensure that if it's essentially going all the way back around to 360, it just goes to 0 instead. And remember, the way direction works in GameMaker is 0 is right, 90 is up, 180 is left, and 270 is down. Okay. So, we're going to do switch. The thing that we're going to be testing for is going to be the var stick L direction. Okay. So, case 0. Then we're going to do sprite index equals, I think this isn't read-only. It is not read-only. Okay. Equals SPR test figure right. Okay. Oh, and we should break. Okay. Case 1. Oh, come on. Sprite index equals SPR test figure up. Break. Case 2. Sprite index equals SPR test figure left. Break. Then finally, case 3. Sprite index equals SPR test figure down and break. Now that we've done that, here, setting the direction of the player. And then setting the animation speed. We will do what is it? Image speed will be equal to stick L distance times 3 for now, we'll say. So if the player is not moving, then damage speed equals 0 to ensure that we're not moving. So I mentioned earlier that I wanted this to work independent of player input, which hopefully I will be able to do soon. For now, I am not doing that. The way I am going to try to do that is by using the X and Y coordinates of the player on the previous step to tell it what the animation is going to be, which I'm hoping will work, and I think will work, but we're going to see for sure soon. Okay, let's see. Okay, player's not turning around. I totally forgot about that for some reason. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh my goodness, that looks hilarious. Okay. I don't know why I thought that would not... I don't know why I wasn't thinking of that. I don't want times 3. I want, like, divided by 10 or something. Slow that crap down. That's a bit too slow, but, you know. Let's bring it from 10 to 2 and see how it looks. So, okay. That looks okay, but I think I can slow it down just a little bit more. And we should hopefully be golden. Yeah, see, now the walk animation doesn't look totally unreasonable. I mean, he still slides kind of across the floor, but it doesn't look bad, I think. The only problem is having the aim direction be where you're looking. So I'm gonna need to base that on the aim direction soon enough. Oh boy. That just kind of looks funny. Okay. So I'm gonna need to do that. Give me just one moment. Phone buzzed. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to have something. Oh boy, okay. I'm gonna have what I call animation start X setup, or start coordinates setup. Or what is there? X previous? There is X previous. What? is this set at? So it can often be useful to know where an instance was the previous step when resolving collisions, for example. So you can use this function to get that value for use. It is normally stored just before the start of the begin step event, but can be set through code at any time, meaning you can give it your own custom value should that be necessary. Cool. That actually works perfectly for us. Meaning we don't need this. And instead, what is this even for? Camera and boundaries. Okay, we got that. Now we're gonna have what I'm gonna call animation stuff, or no, walk animation. Okay. So I'm gonna get rid of this. I think I can get rid of this. Come on. Can get rid of you. And this will simply be player aim direction. Okay. Come on. Var distance moved equals point distance, which will be x, y, x previous, and y, come on, y previous. And then we will do, what was it, image speed? There we go, equals, oh, var distance moved divided by 3. Actually, hold on, divided by 10. Because I think our movement speed is 10. No, it's 5, so I should divide it by 5. Or should I divide it by 5? No, I should divide it by 15, shouldn't I? Yeah. I think. Let's see how this looks. Oh, the walk animation works, but what the heck happened to the other thing? Var player aim, or var we'll do var facing direction equals player aim direction divided by 90. Round that. And then we'll do var facing direction. No, it was if var facing direction is larger than 3, then it will be equal to 0. There we go. Okay. This should work, ideally. Let's find out. Look at that. That's exactly what we want. Players looking in the direction that we want them to look. And everything is fine and dandy. Okay, it's been about an hour. I'm gonna call this good for now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.